Now we're going to cover a more advanced topic. So all of the configuration and the menu and all the options that can be accessed through the buttons ultimately get written to a file that is stored inside the mushroom. And all these parameters, the calibration and so on, are simply written to a file. We can access that file through a computer and we can manually change things. So that if, for example, like we can't get a calibration to work, we can just specify the exact frequency that we want. We can configure the MIDI information by hand. So there's a lot of parameters that can be changed through this configuration file. So the more advanced users may want to do this, and then you can save a configuration file. Let's say you prepare a number of units for a show, you can just back up the configuration files with all the settings, and then you just kind of drag and drop it onto the drive letter to restore your configuration quickly. So how do you do that? So firstly, you connect your unit to a PC or a Mac. You connect the USB cable. Then you're going to hold down, so make sure it's switched off in the off position. You're going to hold down the menu button, and then you're going to switch it on while you're holding down the menu button until the LEDs turn blue. Now once it's blue, you're going to see a mass storage device window pop up. And right now there is a file in there called config.txt. So that file, if you go through it, it has a long list of parameters, and there's a very detailed explanation about each parameter and what is the range of the acceptable parameters. I'll just read through the list quickly. So we have the information with the MAC ID, the firmware version. We have the bull resonant frequency that it was calibrated to, that is currently set, and then we have the fundamental frequency, the first overtone. So these are all values that were written through the calibration, but I could manually edit this file and put whatever frequency I want, and then the mushroom will simply use those as the values. We have the LED, the color mode, assign color, custom color, rotating color. We have the custom color value. In hex, we have the LED animation mode. We can enable MIDI over USB or disable it. Here we can write which MIDI channel it responds to, which MIDI note, and which MIDI CC message. That's the slider to modulate the amplitude. And the last parameter down here is also the sensing range of the gesture sensor. So this is where we decide where we go from 0 to 100%. The default is 300 millimeters, which is 30 centimeters. So we can make this bigger or smaller. So we would simply edit this number here, and we basically save the file. So for instance, let's say I want to make it 100 millimeter. I just type 100, file, save, and then I can turn off the unit, turn it back on, and now it should go from 0 to 100 over 10 centimeters or 100 millimeters. So that's about right. And it bottoms out at 100% to 0. So that's how you make the range about this from 0 to 100 in a very shallow. Now these values that are changed will be remembered by the mushroom so long as you either do a factory reset where you switch off the power, hold down the 3 button and on so that the LEDs are white again. But keep in mind the factory reset wipes out the calibration as well, and everything back to a factory reset state. So you have to recalibrate your bowl. So, but this is a more advanced way to set the parameters in the mushroom.